Hello everyone, my name is MV Perry, and today we're going to be looking at the difference between an otaku and a weeb. If you've been in the anime community for a while, I'm sure you've had people call you a weeb. But at the same time, you've also seen people saying things like, no, I'm an otaku, not a weeb. Totally different things. Now, I would like to clear this up. Let's define these terms and let's compare them. There are three main terms: otaku, weeaboo, and weeb. And a lot of people mix these up.
What's the difference between them all?
I'm getting to that. First of all, otaku is a real Japanese word and has a real definition, while weeb and weeaboo are not real words. I mean, people use those words all the time, but they're not in the dictionary. They're not official. The official definition of otaku in Japanese is a young person who is obsessed with computers or particular aspects of popular culture to the detriment of their social skills. Basically, someone who likes video games and anime and doesn't know how to interact with people.
Oh, so kind of like the terms nerd or geek in English.
Yeah, but maybe even worse than that. Okay, the term otaku has been defined, but then there's weeb and weeaboo. Weeb sounds like a short version of weeaboo, but let me tell you, they aren't quite the same thing. Weeaboo means someone who likes everything from Japan to the point that they want to be Japanese, speak Japanese, and eat Japanese. You'll be in a conversation with them and out of nowhere they'll start saying things like konnichiwa or sugoi, as if that's what every normal person would do. They're the type of person in the anime community that most people would consider to be cringe, and I kind of understand why. I mean, who am I to say anything about cringe? I'm wearing a pink wig right now. But anyways, that's besides the point. Here is when things start to get complicated. The term weeb is a whole different thing from the term weeaboo. Weeb has been used for the last handful of years very casually, to the point where if you just mention anime around your friends, they might call you a weeb. For example, if you have an anime profile pic, you're a weeb. If you listen to J-pop, you're a weeb. If you like boba tea, you're a weeb. Now, everything I just said isn't necessarily true, but that's the kind of accusation that happens a lot. We anime fans randomly get labeled as weebs, and not in a way that feels good.
Why can't we just be treated like normal people who happen to like anime?
Because you aren't normal people, you're weebs. Well, here is the current definition of weeb. A weeb is someone who likes anime, period. That's it. There's no other details to it. That's all there is. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that people tend to get offended for being called a weeb. But all it means is that you like anime. And if you like anime, then what's the problem with being a weeb? A lot of anime fans have this thing where if someone calls them a weeb, they respond with, no, I'm actually an otaku. You don't want to do that. Because, you know, only a weeaboo would go out of their way to clarify that they're not a weeb while using a Japanese term. In a way, it's like if someone calls you a nerd and you respond with, no, I'm more of a geek. Saying that doesn't help you. I've also found that embracing the weeb is the best way to enjoy both anime and be cool, because when you're confident enough, even the cringiest things can seem cool enough. But if you try to hide it or act like something's wrong with it, that's when it all goes down the drain. Of course, there are different levels of weeb, but in the end, they are still both weebs.
I wonder if this quiz will tell me if I'm a weeb or not. Well, I do like anime.
But yeah, to wrap things up, otaku is someone who doesn't interact with others very well and really likes anime and manga. Weeaboo is someone who's obsessed with anime and manga and Japanese culture to the point where they're actually unhealthy, like there's something wrong here. Weeb is just someone who likes anime and is proud about it, like they're not afraid to show that they like anime. It's okay to be a weeb. Maybe not a weeaboo, but being a weeb is okay. Totally didn't make this video to justify myself being a weeb. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do you know that that's what the real definitions are? Sure, otaku is a real word, but how do I know that weeaboo and weeb really mean that? This is where you're gonna have to trust me, okay? I've been a weeb for a long time. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've met the most cringeworthy weeaboos and the most normie of normies. And from my experience, that's what otaku, weeaboo, and weeb mean. And the people who say you're a weeb as an insult are just annoying people, so they were just gonna be mean anyways. You don't have to listen to them. Anyways, that's the big question of the day. Are you a weeb? Let me know in the comments below.
Of course they're weebs. Why else would they be watching this video?
Well, you have a good point.